You know, we all feel very strongly about French Woods, and you know, I'm very lucky to be here, and we now have campers who's my campers. Now their children are coming here, which is exciting also. The things I want to talk to you about are majors and minors to begin with. That's what makes us very, very special. A major, as you know, in college is I'm going to major in history, I'm going to major in art, I'm going to major in theater. In French Woods, a major is something you do every day. Now, our daily program has 6 periods. 3 are called majors, 3 are called minors. A major would be a class you would go to every day for those 3 weeks. You could major in theater, music, dance. You could do basketball, swimming, horseback riding. You do them every day. They usually culminate into some sort of presentation, performance, demonstration, concert, some symphony that you could be in. You could be in a rock and roll band. Now, minors are daily choice periods. Kids get up in the morning, and before breakfast is over, they've chosen 3 activities to do that day. Sometimes they'll say to their friends and their bunks, what do you want to do, second minor? Might go swimming if it's a hot day. Might say, let's try riding a horse. Let's try a magic class, because Larry offers trick of the day. In 1 hour, he does a trick that every kid takes home. Those are minors. Now, some children have more than 3 strong interests. They can wind up with 4 majors or 5 majors, because the program is very flexible. What you're saying to yourself is what I said, well, what if I sign up for a major and I'm not very happy? Am I stuck doing it for 3 weeks? Of course not. I'm very flexible. If you signed up for ceramics, and a week later you said, you know, I've done enough ceramics, can I try something else? We would, of course, work with you to change it. If you said after 2 weeks, you know, I'm in a rock band and I don't want to do it now, we would want you to figure out a way of finishing, because part of what you're doing when you're in a rock band or a show, you're part of the team. And part of that means the show's got to go on. So usually, once you get past the first 2 days, you know whether or not that's for you. And we give you a chance to experiment. Now, how are you going to know what to sign up for? Well, of course, you've read all the literature, you've seen the videos, you've got a preconceived notion of what you want to do. So you're going to come here, whether it's for theater, or music, or horseback riding, or even sports, you know that. What we do on the very, very first night that you're here, we do an orientation similar to what we're going to do with the parents. And we introduce you to all the heads of departments. And they do a little presentation, and you get to see the different things we offer. The next day, we have what we call 6 Minor Day. And what you're going to do is you're going to audition for theater, audition for circus, and go through placements in music, in horseback riding, in dance, in tennis. If you want to play sports, you'll stop by and say to James, put me down, I want to be on the basketball team. Everybody gets to be on the basketball team if they want to. Everybody gets in a show. If you want to play in a rock band, we'll make it happen. So that 6 Minor Day is the day you're going to explore everything. You might come to the different theaters and see what they do backstage, the lighting, the sound. You might decide to try that. We will assign a staff member to the children that are new to help them through that day. Because when you walk around here, you'll see it's a very, very big place. But I'll tell you that within 1 day, the kids know their way around. And we have a staff member working with them. We have a group of counselors and head counselors of course, the head counselors work specifically with a group, but we also have people assigned to work specifically with the campus that are brand new. So it's an extra layer of support for the kids. So that somebody will always have an eye on them to make sure things are working out. Now, the structure is that every bunk has 3 or 4 counselors, so there's plenty of supervision. and a head counselor who will be your go-to person. And for the kids, that's the person you're going to talk to, your counselors, your head counselor, and all the people you meet, you can come to me anytime. You can go to Ron anytime. You can go to Beth anytime. You can go to Rose. Rose, raise your hand. Rose is the program person. She does all the programming for the camp.
Beth is on the side.
Oh, I can't see her. There's Beth. Beth is Ron's daughter, and they're co-owners of the camp now. And Beth will be taking over soon. Beth has been here since she's born. The only other, I think it's the only person besides Ron that's been here longer than me. Of course, Scott. Where's Scott? Scott's Ron's son. The theater's named for Scott. And he takes care of all of our IT. So it's a real nice family business. But if the kids need anything, the nature of the program is that it's individualized. Kids learn how to advocate for themselves. You can't imagine what you're doing for your kids by sending them to camp in general, to a camp like this. You're giving them not only the opportunity to be involved in so many incredible activities, to be surrounded by such really wonderful people. We have kids from 40 states that come through our doors in over 30 countries. It's a real experience. But you're teaching them to be independent, giving them freedom. They're going to make you very proud, and they're going to be very proud of themselves, which is very, as important as all the activities, that's a very important part of growing up. And I think camp has been a very important part of our life, my children's lives, and I think as your kids grow up here, you'll understand that. I want to talk, Rose? You want to say anything at all about the program? Because I think that's something for the parents and the kids.
Well, I think you certainly explained the majors and minors. I don't think you mentioned that, say you sign up for a minor, some of your kids in the bus, they want to go horseback riding, but the weather changes and it gets really hot and you want to go swimming that afternoon. As long as you come into my office and tell us, you can do it. We want you to have fun. We want you to do what you want to do. Cam, who is a dancer, as well as my able-bodied assistant, we're here to help you out.
IT people and techies. We've got techies here, people that run the lighting sound. If you check out the soundboards in the theater, they're professional soundboards.
I can talk really loud.
You
and
really
I've
can.
met many of you, and I have talked to many of you on the phone because I do work full-time for the camp and travel all the time. So the other thing that we do, we also have the Hancock French Kids Arts Alliance, which is our not-for-profit part of the camp. You will be getting a notice about, we do a 4K every session. This will be our 7th year of doing the 4K Race for the Arts. If you want to sponsor your child, it's fine. If you don't want to, that's fine too. Anybody can participate. The funds raised goes to help college students committed to a career in the arts. We're their last chance funding. So you'll be getting that soon. It's also on your Camp in Touch dashboard. Any questions with tennis? That's also me. I know a lot of people have signed up for tennis lessons. All of that money also goes straight away to the Alliance. It never even touches French books. Any questions programmatically, I am here for you. And I will also be one of the people giving you a tour.
See, we wanted you to talk with the microphone because it's being taped. They'll never hear anything you say on the tape. You want to repeat everything? No, I'm just kidding. Beth, I'd like, first of all, you've met Beth. I'd like Beth, if she can just spend a couple of minutes. One of the most important things that children face, and I think you're all going to get a leg up by going to Ron's audition technique class, is what to expect when you do the audition, because we want everybody to be part of the show. And try to understand, theater is a process. You know, you can't have a show without an ensemble, without dancers, especially doing musical theater. Everybody's important. All the voices are important. So there's no such thing as a bad part. Every part is important, and everything is a progression. It's a process to the next step. My kids would be in ensembles, and they learned so much. When they went home, it was real simple for them to audition for a show and get a lead. And they loved it here because of what they learned. They didn't have to be the top banana. And eventually, every once in a while, they did get a lead because they were very persistent. They never quit. The director saw how hard they worked. And believe it or not, my son didn't let anyone know that he was related to me for the first 10 years we were here. Really, my daughter was different. She would fight the counselors and stuff.
One of the coolest things for the theater directors is finding a brand new, talented young actor at camp. So you keep that in mind. When you look at this month's newsletter, you'll see I talk a little bit about how to audition for a show at camp and what to do on 6 Minor Day and all of that. But I kind of want to go over 6 Minor Day just a little bit because 6 Minor Day gets really important when you get up to camp. So for you kids who are coming into camp for the first time, you're going to come into camp the first day and you'll get situated in your bunk and you'll get to know your counselors and your campers in your bunk and all that stuff. But the next day, Isaac talks about majors and minors, and there's all sorts of program stuff that you'll pick out, and you've got to be asking yourself, how do I pick my activities? How do I know what I'm going to want to do, right? So that's what 6 Minor Day is. That's what it's for. You're going to pick 6 activities, and sometimes you're going to end up doing more than 6 things that day. But you're going to pick 6 things that you're going to go and check out that day. So if you want to be in a show, you're going to come down and do an audition for a show. The auditions are super easy. They're very low pressure. Look, anytime you're going to be singing for other people and they're figuring out what to do, it feels a little scary. Don't be scared. We have kids who come in and sing happy birthday all the time, so relax. Okay? You'll come in, you'll do your audition. That afternoon, we might ask you to come back and sing something from a show, but we'll make an announcement about that during the day. So relax, we'll tell you what to do as you come through. It's all good. But on that same day, you're also going to go, if you want to audition for circus, you'll go down and do a placement for circus. And it's just what I said, it's a placement. They're going to see how well, have you taken gymnastics before? Do you know this? Is this new to you? But are you really good at it anyway? And they'll figure out what place you're going to be in the circus show. Same thing if you're interested in dance. Say you want to take a hip-hop class and a ballet class and a tap class. Well, they're going to see how much you already know. Make sure that you're in the right class for you. And they'll tell you when those classes are going to be offered during the program day, during the session. So that first day, 6 Minor Day, you're going to get a huge amount of information about what you're going to want to do for the rest of the session. And for those of you who think, oh my gosh, that's so much information and I don't know what to do right now because I don't remember it all, you're going to have a counselor who comes with you during the day. And we'll walk you through and make sure you know where to go. Okay? As far as the auditions are concerned for the kids, Ron's going to have a little seminar later if you want to sit through that and get some pointers on how to audition for a show at camp. But the bottom line is, come on in, whether you've done a show before or not. We want you to sing a song that you're comfortable with. We want to see you as yourself, have some personality, let us get to know you a little bit. We'll figure it out from there. Okay?
And one of the things that we pride ourselves on is that this is the kind of place where you can be who you are and feel comfortable. They teach tolerance in the schools. We say we tolerate differences, but here we celebrate differences. It's a very unique place. A lot of unique children and kids. The staff is kind and gentle and caring. We've got, in any camp, I don't care where you go, we have a 2-to-1 ratio of kids to staff. No camp has that. Next, the first session, Ron brings in all the staff, even though we have about 450 to 500 kids. And we have about 450 staff. So that first session is a 1-to-1 ratio. So there's no expense not worried about we don't worry about it. We want this to work for the kids. So the intention is there. Part of being successful here is also learning to advocate for yourself. And when I talk to you guys, the parents, we talk about how to get in touch and how you communicate so that it will work better for you. Just a few things for the kids. You usually have about 10 or 11 kids in the cabin. There's 4 counselors with you. There's showers and toilet stalls and sinks. Everything is in the bathroom. Some people ask me if you have to go outside for that. You don't. Although you might want to use these bathrooms. They're beautiful, so that's something else. Kids and parents ask me if you ever get turned away from an activity. The way the program is written is that it's written by age group. So you're usually with children your own age, and if you're a beginning ballet dancer or a tap dancer and you're 8, you're not going to be with a 15-year-old beginning ballet or tap dancer. And the program is written so that nobody gets turned away from anything. In fact, with the size of the staff we have, except for some of the shows, you might have 40 or 50 kids, which you need. You might have a 1-on-2 or 1-on-3 with a teacher, which is incredible. We have classes in screenwriting, playwriting, creative writing. I mean, there's so many classes that they'll see on their minor major sheets. If you've looked at the video, if you've looked at the material we sent home, you would see that. We do laundry here at camp, so the kids will put their laundry in the morning, they'll get it back that night. We do it once a week. I want to talk a little bit about the first day that the kids and the parents come in. I'll be more specific with the parents, but just generally, you have to be very patient when you come in, because we prefer that everybody come on the buses, that the kids come on the buses, because we say that camp starts on the bus. You meet a friend, you meet the staff, so we prefer that. But of course, many parents want to come up. Some parents haven't even seen the camp when they sign up their kids, so we understand that. But when you come up and there's like 300 parents that come up with their kids, or 250, you have to be patient, because when you come in, we got to make sure that all the paperwork is there. We make sure that every kid gets their head checked for lice before they go to a cabin, and you have to be patient and wait. And then you don't even have to take your luggage out of the car. You leave it in the car, and you'll get a staff member that will go with you to the car, get the luggage, and get you and the kids. A head counselor will come up and meet you, and also help you as well, get the kids to the bus. And we'll talk more about that later, but I want everybody to be aware of what to expect when you get to the camp. Most of what I have left is really for the parents and us, because the kids will get their own orientation when they get here. So unless anybody else has anything to add, yes, Rose.
Real quick, I know in your
Wait, Rose, wait for the microphone.
I know in your backpacks you have the parent guide and the camper guide, and you can also get that on your Camp in Touch account under Family Forms and Documents. A lot of the things that were said today are actually in there, and I would suggest that the kids read both the parents and the camper guides, and it really does talk about the first few days, what you can expect. It talks about all of the different kinds of classes that we do offer. It won't have everything, because we hire different staff every year, and some of them bring very special things that are not mainstays. But all the mainstays are listed. It talks about it, and now that you're here, you have sort of a leg up, and you have a lay of the land, and just going through the parent guide and the camper guide will also answer a lot of your questions.
Now, just for everybody, we'll talk more about it with the parents. We have no Wi-Fi. Right now, if you have to use Wi-Fi, we have it open for you. But during the summer, it's closed. There's no Wi-Fi anywhere, freely in camp. There's no cell service. We ask you not to bring cell phones, and because you know what happens? You lose them, they get broken, and we don't want to have to worry about that. If you have to use a Wi-Fi for emailing, every cabin shares a computer for emailing. So the kids can email after the second day. Once they know their program, the day after 6 minor day, they can email you and let you know what's going on. After the first week, we open the phones and they can call you. But the kids do need music, so we say try to find something inexpensive, an MP3 player, an iPod, whatever you can. But we try to stay away from all the electronics. We don't want kids sitting in the cabin playing video games. It's not what camp is about. Can we stop it? It's hard for us. We don't want to be the ogres that take phones away from kids, take PC, whatever the game players. We just don't want to do that. We want the parents not to send them. Of course, we're like 65% effective. So, because 35% of parents, 65% of parents sometimes are not happy with us, but we try our best. I don't want to fight with the kids or the parents about stuff like that, because it's unfair to the child. It's also unfair to us. We'll talk more about that, but I just want the kids to know that they're here to do all these wonderful activities, to be outside, to meet new friends. To be by themselves on the computer is self-defeating in terms of coming to camp. Although they'll have time. They'll have time. We have game design, we have graphic design, we've got, if you take a video class or if you take a music production class, everything is computer assisted. So you'll learn a lot about the importance of computers and how they work, how to program them. So there's a lot of learning going on. And of course there's some playing too, but we don't want that to be the focus. So I just want you to be aware of that. We do take the kids out of camp sometimes. You all know we're going to different shows during the summer. We let the kids we take them to inter-camp games, they play against other camps, they perform for other camps, and they perform locally. So kids will go out, we ask every child to have 2 Frenchwoods t-shirts. When we go out, we want them to wear a Frenchwood shirt. You can actually pick them up at the store, you can order them. We have them here when the kids come to camp if they don't have one. The store is open if you want to check it out and pick up anything. Someone will show you the way there.
I was saying earlier today to a family, if you do want to pick up your 2 shirts today, it's not a bad idea because then you know that their names are going to be in them. So it can get a little confusing if you buy your shirt at camp and then you don't have your name in your shirt. It's easy for it to get mixed up with somebody else's shirt. So you want to make sure that you get your name in it. And by taking it home today, it's not a bad way to do that.
I just want to introduce 2 people that are going to be very significant for the younger ones, probably anybody 11 and under. There's Danny Fitzpatrick, he's been with us for 7, 8 years. One of the nicest young men you'll ever meet, just like all the other staff, but he works primarily with the youngest boys. And Chloe, down, she works primarily with the youngest girls. And they're also going to help spearhead any kind of work we do with first-time campers. Keep an eye on their kids. So I want you to meet them. Yeah.
I don't do a lot of talking in front of parents anymore, but we have here almost 400 people. And of the 400 people, I would say we have over 100 kids. And these are all first-timers who are coming to French Woods. 150? Okay, great. French Woods is a great place to go, but there are 150 of you, and if one of you, just one, finds something up here that isn't going right, something's wrong, you gotta open your mouth and tell us. Tell us. It's so important, because we'll fix it. I promise we'll fix it. You can come to Isaac, you can come to Beth, you can come to me, you can go to Danny, you can go to anybody on staff. Isaac, what are you wearing?
I'm wearing a badge that every staff member has to wear at camp. It has the name, what they do.
At all times, every staff member always has a badge on.
And if anybody comes onto camp during a non-visiting day, they have to check into the office and they have to have a visitor's badge that has a picture on it, there's a machine takes a picture. We have to know whoever's on the campus at all times. And if the staff member sees somebody without it, they immediately report that. And what they do is they go, hey, you've got to get your badge, go into the office. We've never ever had an issue or problem. I'm here 37 summers, and there's never ever been any issues or problems. But we want to make sure we protect the kids and ourselves. So every staff member, we know that whoever's an adult that's on this campus is where we
So we got a whole day planned for you. First thing though, I think maybe people are hungry. So we're gonna go up to the dining room and we're gonna get something to eat. If anybody needs a ride, I have a gator right outside. There are several gators right outside. We'll be happy to give you a ride up to the dining room.
You know, Larry wanted to do one trip. Can we let him do his
Larry
trip?
wants to do a trick?
Yeah, come on up.
Come on, Larry, do a trick.
We have about 5 minutes. Larry's really incredible.
You notice nobody likes to perform up here. Nobody.
Once Larry's done, we'll help you guys all the exits if you can. Use all the exits if you can when you come out. But for those of you who missed the first part of the orientation, there's plenty more to come. We're going to be entertained by Larry. We'll have lunch, and then I'll meet everybody down here, all the adults.
You first-time campers, you are so lucky because Frenchwoods indeed has a magic department. Oh yeah, we do all sorts of fun things. I have never had a chance to do this trick anything but quickly, Isaac. I'm with you. All right, I'm going to right to the good stuff. In the magic department, the things that the kids are going to find out about.
Unless you stay till 3 o'clock.
Okay, all right. I'm doing a banquet in Delaware tonight. I'll be driving, whatever you drove, I'm driving farther and even faster. We'll be teaching the kids card tricks, coin tricks, all sorts of, you don't even have any magic props with you. You're in the cafeteria at school. We'll show you how to do things with a napkin.
Larry, do your trick.
Do the trick.
We're not selling it.
Do the
We
trick.
don't like the program, we just want the trick.
Quick trick. Purple silk handkerchief. I will stuff the purple silk handkerchief into my hand. Hang on while I roll up my sleeves. People are always very, very concerned about that. Handkerchief goes into the hand like so. A little wiggle, a little snap. This is unbelievable because the handkerchief has transformed into an egg. Wait. It gets even better. The handkerchief can now be found back in the pocket. No, you don't really have to applaud because it's very impressive at first. I understand it. Whoa, handkerchief turned into an egg. But then you start to think about this. It doesn't make sense. There's no rationale. What's the reasonable reason a handkerchief would turn into an egg? And if it did indeed transform into an egg, why would it then be in my pocket? Does not make sense. You said I could actually explain this one? I'm going to teach this to you. It's cool. Really, really cool. You'll be able to do this when you go home. The secret, 2 handkerchiefs. There's the handkerchief that started off in my pocket, and the second handkerchief, which is sitting inside a hollow egg. Oh, I love hearing that. Oh, that's what's going on. Okay, so here's what you do. It's fairly simple. Get an egg and take a hobby knife, a craft knife, X-Acto knife, single-edged razor blade. Carefully saw out a little hole just about the size of a quarter. Don't take a knife and go like this. It's going to destroy the egg. Really tiny little sawing movement, and you'll get a nice hole. Wash the egg thoroughly at this point. Yeah, otherwise your handkerchiefs are going to get all gunched up. It's not a pretty sight. Okay, the hollow egg is going to be concealed behind your hand like this. Now there's a problem with this. Magic is theater. There's a lot of theater. In magic, we're going to explain to people how to focus attention in a really tiny little area, how to drop that focus and attention when it's not needed, when you want people to drop their guard. So this thing, hidden behind our hand, but it looks funky. It looks like there's something in there. It looks like I'm hitchhiking to Hancock. This is no good. But magicians are students of human nature. We study psychology. We know what's going on in your mind. And we know how simple it is to take all the heat off of this. Take a handkerchief, put it over there. Oh, Larry's standing there like that because he's holding a handkerchief. Larry's hiding something. This is fine. This is clean. This is dirty. It works because we think he couldn't possibly be holding two things in one hand at the same time. That's insane. Ladies, how many times have you gotten out of the car? You've got your car keys, you got the bag, you got the mail, you got the umbrella. This is all one arm, right? And yet, simple as this is, dirty, clean. It's terrific what we can take advantage of. So, first handkerchief gets squished, teeny, shoved down into the pocket. Second handkerchief is going to go in our hand. The egg is behind there as well. We start to stuff the thing into our hand. I'm not even going to really conceal it. I'm not going to make it look pretty this time. I'll just stuff it in there. Here's the concept. We show everybody the egg, we show everybody the handkerchief. That's basically what's going on. Yes? Very, very simple. Now there is one problem. No. It's angling. There's a problem. You can't be off to the side. Heaven forbid somebody should be behind you. Because if they are, you're going to see that, right? Yeah. And if they see that, you're screwed. There's really only one thing you can do in that case. And that would be to peel off the spot